We back. That's right. What's up? 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 What is up? I am Jay Reed, and I am accompanied by my beautiful co-host, none other than the one and only Chicquetta Shantae.
Hey y'all!
And we are back again for another episode of the Computer Love Podcast, episode 14.
14.
What's up?
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?
We back. We got a little special date night edition for you guys. You know, we're going to go out on a date after this. It's a Saturday. So we got the wine glasses with some red wine, sweet red.
Mm-hmm.
Got a couple candles burning. And you know, we just set in the mood.
It's been raining all day, so...
Nice, beautiful rainy day.
Yeah, it's clearing up some, so I'm definitely excited about date night.
I was cutting my grass earlier, and I got halfway through before the rain just started downpouring on top of my head.
It was definitely a downpour.
Yeah, so whatever. Let's get into these church announcements, shall we?
Of course, let's do it.
Oh, that ain't the church announcements. Here we go.
Oh gosh, yep, that is it. That was at a perfect level, right? Yeah, down just a little. So thank you, as always. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for liking, commenting, following, subscribing, rating, laughing at our craziness. Okay, like if y'all have been following us, like our TikToks and stuff, it's been some funny ones, and we definitely enjoy them, and we appreciate the fact that you enjoy them, because sometimes we don't really be knowing what each other is doing with some of the TikToks, so it's actually kind of funny watching them. So just thank you. And what else do I want to say? Some announcements. I'm always excited to really share in my friends, like, happiness and
what your friends got going on, babe?
So I have 2 cousins that just, brought lives into the world. So one of my cousins had the baby boy, her first, and then one of my cousins just had a baby girl.
Hey, how many times are your auntie over? Like your auntie, like,
I know, right? Because I'm just
listen.
I like just
do you
drop
even
them all.
remember how many nieces and nephews you got, or did you lose count?
And then my college bestie, when we met in my first year of college, and we both transferred, but we still stayed in contact. She just welcomed her first. So yeah, she just had a baby boy, her and her husband. So I'm so excited. Yeah.
You know they come in threes, right?
Yeah.
They always come in threes. So that's done for that group.
Right. So. Well, I guess it's starting on another, because literally I had another. She's the 4th, actually.
Oh, really?
But these 3 are just like they were July. No, like June, July, August. So that's how that went. But I had one that was in April.
Oh,
so
okay.
we skipped. So yeah, that was.
So it's part of a different 3 now.
Yeah.
So what's the other 2?
They did it. I don't know. Somebody. We'll see who we calling, like, girl, I got something to tell you. But so excited. I know you all are going to be wonderful parents. Continue being wonderful parents. And yes, I will continue being that auntie. Okay. Oh, and I got a little my moment of motivation next, and then we can take it on in.
Take it on to the show.
Yeah.
Let's motivate them, babe.
So, going to continue with my love lessons, 36 love lessons. And this love lesson is literally that compromising is vital in a relationship, but not at the expense of losing yourself.
Okay.
And so with that, again, I think that's self-explanatory. Like, you're going to have to compromise. There are some things that you did when you were just by yourself that you're going to have to put to rest. It's like, okay, like, I did this and it didn't work, or it worked as long as I was single. But if I want a different result, then you have to do different things. But when I say it, and not at the expense of losing yourself, is just to know that you are individual as well. So just kind of remembering some of the things that are important to you, the things that you value and the things that you want to continue doing, just making sure that you sacrifice for the relationship, but don't sacrifice at the expense that you no longer know who you are and whose you are.
What could that look like?
Well, I think that sometimes for people, it can be you are so consumed with, your relationship. Like let's say if you used to work out, but you don't work out at all anymore.
Yeah.
Or if you like used to eat healthy and you don't eat healthy like anymore. Or you used to go to church all the time and you don't do, so it's like kind of you stop doing things that were important to you because you're trying to balance being in a relationship. And balance is important, and we have to find balance in relationships, friendships, all of the above, but just make sure that as you're balancing, that some of the things that are most important to you are still on the forefront. And that's even sometimes if you have to do it by yourself. It's okay to say, all right, babe, well, that's fine. I'm going to support you, but I'm going to, I'm going to the gym, today, etc. I feel like I got to sneeze.
Sneeze. Let it out.
It's going to come, but it's not.
2.
It's not coming yet.
Turn the music up while you sneeze.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you. I'll be like, chill, because I tried, but yeah.
Oh, not that. We do. No, not that. We'll do one of those numbers while you sneeze.
Right, but like, I'm like, okay, it's coming. It kind of went away. I think I'm good.
Okay.
But yeah, so just balancing one another, balancing the relationship, but also just making sure that you still love yourself in the process of loving somebody else.
Okay. Love yourself in the process while loving someone else. That's a bar right there. I think that deserves one of these. Oh, shit. All on its own. All right. You ready to get into the chat room question? What we got, my love?
So the chat room question.
Chat room.
What is a chat room question?
Is a topic that I do, a question I hear a lot. Too, not a whole lot, but I can see it happening like with some of my just friends in general, male friends. They say like, why would a woman friend zone a man?
Why would a woman friend zone a man? Okay.
So
I think this is probably best for you to start.
For me to start that one.
Why would a woman friend zone a man, babe?
Well, I think that.
How many men have you friend zoned?
I don't know. Okay, so I have friend zoned for sure. And I think sometimes it can be like unintentional.
Okay.
So for me, I think like someone has to be forward and like with their intentions. Like if you're interested, like making it known that you're interested.
Yeah. Oh shit.
You all right?
Oh, my shoes are slippery. Yeah.
Oh, you almost slipped.
I slipped back down into this chair.
But yeah, so I think for me, like growing up, like I played sports. Yeah. So I did things like, I played sports.
You were like around a lot of guys doing guy stuff.
Yeah. And so, and not even that, but like I just had, like I had older brothers, older cousins. So I know that I have a personality that I'm really cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? So guys like, oh yeah, she cool. Like she mad dope. Like she mad cool. So if you be like, oh, we about to go watch the game. That's what we about to do. We about to watch the game.
Right.
I don't see any like, subliminal in that. I don't see if some guys, it would be like, well, yeah, I was saying, let's go watch the game at like Wild Wings because I want to spend time with you or whatever.
Well, just you and this person?
Yeah. But I'm like, okay, let's go watch this.
How old were you?
Man, I don't know, probably like maybe fresh out of college or.
And you didn't understand that if a guy is taking you out and wants to just spend time alone with you, that he probably just doesn't want to be friends?
But if it also depends on the conversation. So it doesn't, for me, and I think for most women, we're not about to read in between the lines. It's okay if the conversation, if we're there and we're like, pound laughing. We're talking about like the game and stuff, and there hasn't been any conversation about like status, like are you single, or are you dating or anything like that. So I think it has to be intentional, and I've always been like an intentional person. And that's why I said I have guy friends that literally they're guy friends. It's no blurred lines. And I think that at least the women I know and associate with would say the same thing, because they are like really cool, down to earth. They don't have that, like, you know how sometimes women can have this stuck up presence to some men. They're like, I won't even approach her. Right. They're very like approachable. So they find themselves like, oh, you real cool. You got a good job. You working. You doing all of this other stuff. And you got a good personality. Yeah. Like, so I think that a lot of times when a woman friend zone a man, it can be one, unintentional, because he really hasn't made it clear what his intentions are. And then two, I think it's only two options. It's either one, it's unintentional, or two, it's intentional. Like you don't really see them as someone that you really want to be with or be with at that time, because some people can be career focused or just focusing on themselves, that they're not in a space where they're ready for a relationship. So they're going to friend zone them to avoid.
I think that could be one part of it. And I think that part is probably what a lot of those types of guys are waiting for, when the opportunity gets right. Yeah. But is that always the reason why women friend zone? Because the opportunity is not right, or just because the opportunity will never be right for this person because you're not my type?
That's that second one. So it's intentional. Like,
that's the intentional one.
That's the intentional part. Like it can be intentional for several reasons. It can be intentional because you're not ready, or I don't see you like that. So you are.
So for the times that you friend zoned someone, how did you know that you were actually friend zoning them? How'd you find out?
Probably afterwards, like after the fact or something, or maybe down the line, they may have, I guess, muster up the strength or the courage to say, no, I like you, or I would like to take you out on a date. Yeah. And then that may have shifted things, but I can't recall like an instance where it was like I friend zoned them and then they came out of friend zone. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It was
really? So no one has ever escaped the friend zone with you?
Yeah, no, because like I said, I think it's like,
like once you go into friend zone,
I'm trying to really think about it, but like I said, for some, in most
many will
cases,
enter, none will leave.
No, and it wasn't like intentional, like, but I just can't really think of.
It's never intentional, huh, babe?
Well, if it was, it was, and they, like I said, they didn't come out of, but they knew, like I was up front, and I'm not the type that I'd be like, oh, you're not my type, but like I think you can just like. There's a certain chemistry in certain things.
You're more empathetic than that. You're not gonna hurt. You're not gonna leave a man feeling like less than.
No, like because there's some like guys that they should be your friend. That's it. Like you have a good friendship. Right, you know what I'm saying? And and it's okay. Like I don't think that every person that you see, you have to be like, that's gonna be a relationship. But again, I think we may have touched on this before. That's not something that you would see now as we're adults. But like coming out of college or something like that, younger. What? When we talked about like you're at this age, you're not going to probably meet too many people that it's like, oh, I'm just looking for a friend. Like you're at this age.
Even at that age, nobody's looking for a friend. What? I mean, you just didn't realize it, but they weren't looking for a friend even back then. Yeah, like clearly, but again, there are some that they were friend zoned because we're friends. That wasn't what they wanted, though. They ended up being friends. All right, so, is that your answer?
Right. So, but I want to be clear on when I say why do the question when if someone asks, like if a man asks, why do women friend zone men?
Sometimes it's not intentional. Sometimes it is.
Sometimes it's unintentional. They don't know. Sometimes it's intentional. And that's because one, I only see you as a friend. And depending on where you are at, you do meet people that you're just friends with, like men that you could, men or a woman that you may just be a friend with. And that could be at a different age in your, have it, done it, and never.
So you can meet male friends right now? Like, this person would be a good friend.
No, that's what I said. At this age, no. But when I was younger, absolutely.
Maybe when you were like 9 or 10. No, not when you're like fresh out of college.
When you were in college, absolutely. Like I met a lot of good friends, like male friends in college. We never had anything, and they never. And you can't really say no, babe, because
you didn't let it get to that point.
Well, that could be true. I'm not going to say that what their intentions were, but they never made a pass.
I mean, there's a lot of guys who they could just, they respect you, they like you, but 99% of guys are not trying to be an attractive woman's friend just because they want, like, guys hang out with guys. I mean, we don't need to hang out with a girl. It's just not what it is. I mean, and a lot of girls tell themselves that, like, because they want to have a guy friend, like, oh, he's my guy friend. That's why a lot of girls have gay friends, so they can have like a male perspective without that threat of them trying to have sex with them. But I mean, that's we can agree to disagree.
Yeah, I'm gonna just leave that one alone, because I think we did talk about we talked about this one, and I cannot
before. My mind has not changed on that perspective as of now.
And I think the same thing. So but
yeah. So you made a lot of good points about why girls friend zone guys, and you really cleared up. I guess you helped me formalize my response because. The reason why men get friend zoned, I would say the number one reason why men get friend zoned is because they are not direct with their intentions. So there's a lot of there's two basic ways that a man can approach a woman. They can either be direct or indirect. Direct being like a man to woman type of like a relationship. You're letting them know that I'm a man, you're a woman, and I'm interested in you. However that may be, even if you don't say that, you're letting them know through the tension, through whatever, that I'm a man, you're a woman, and this is what I want. Some people, they feel whether it's because they're scared of rejection or whether they're scared of something, or if they just want to try to play the long game, they'll try to go the friend route. Hey, how you doing? How's the weather? Blah, 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 blah. And now you're coming across as a friend when really your true intentions are to try to get to know this person, to become their friend, and then hopefully try to sweep in there.
I do think friendships is important. Like being even if there's a romantic connection or chemistry, I do think that building a friendship with that person is important, because your friendship is like the foundation of your relationship. If it's all just like romance, all just like chemistry, when that kind of fades, and it will at some point, is not as heightened as it was, then it's the friendship that is going to. So I can see why someone would go that route, but you are still letting your intentions be forthcoming. Like my intent is I want more with you, but in the process.
Yeah. Guys who go that route, you can have success like that, but the chances of ending up in the friend zone, if you're not just this attractive, like if you have game, you probably shouldn't go indirect anyways. But if you have game and you're an attractive man, then you may have more success, going an indirect route, because you can try to do the friend zone way, or try to do the friend way, try to become their friend, because that you're a smooth type of dude, you look good, so she's going to be attracted to you regardless, right? Whether you let her know, there's going to be that tension anyways. However, for just your regular guy, my recommendation, the way I always do it is, I'm direct with you. Go direct. You let this person know that I'm not taking you out just because I want to have a new friend to talk about.
Especially at this age, we're like, okay.
Yeah, we're not gonna go to a game. We're not gonna do nothing because I just want you to be my friend. Now, we're gonna be friends, like you said.
Absolutely.
We're gonna enjoy each other's company, and I'm gonna make sure that we have a great time together. But it will be known what my intentions are. So absolutely, the woman is going to have to make a choice as to, I need to let this guy know that this is not going to be that. That's really what it boils down to. I need to let this guy know that it's not going to be that. And if she doesn't do that, now she is really in the wrong for letting this go into the friend zone, because he's making it known. So guys,
be direct.
Go direct. hey, I think you're attractive. My name is this. When are you free? That type of thing.
I'm being very intentional, and that's what a woman wants. She wants you to be intentional. I cannot say how many times I've heard this before. It's like, well, he's calling, but he's not really saying too much, or is not, we talked about too, he's not calling as, frequent. You only hear from a certain period of time. So a woman looks at all of those things to decide, am I friend zoning this person, as a protective measure to herself? Like, because women can have a tendency to be more emotional, may let their guards down, more, and have their hopes up more as well. So if you're not intentional or if you're not direct, then they're going to like I'm going to friend zone you or put you in a place where I'm not holding you high on my priority list, where could potentially be hurt in the process.
Yeah.
So be intentional, be direct. You couldn't say it any better.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think we agree on that.
Yeah. Okay. Ready to go into the main topic?
Let's do the main topic.
Topic of the day.
What is the main topic?
How do you know when you actually love someone, or you're in love with someone in a relationship?
I think we kind of touched on this question before. How do you know when you're in love with someone? This is like one of those philosophical questions, like what is the meaning of life, and things that like I don't think anyone can really truly define and really give an answer to. I think is very subjective, and it may be one of those questions that are not even possible to answer. However, I'll give it a shot. I mean, because first of all, you have to know what love is, and that's a question that a lot of people don't even know. So if you don't even know what love is, then how are you going to know when you're truly in love with someone? On the last topic, we talked about like love, and I mentioned how I believe that love is not really an emotion, because love and really, really strong like is almost the same type of, it's almost indistinguishable. Like, how do you know when you love someone or when you really, really like someone, when the feelings are the same? So I personally believe that love is a decision. So love is when you look at this person and you can see yourself being with this person for the rest of your life. When you look at this person and you're content with this person, you look at this person and they make you feel like home. Like they make you feel like this is my person. This is like we're family. We belong together. It just feels right. And then because it feels right, then you're now able to make the decision that, because you feel safe with this person, just because you really, really like someone, or let's say you love someone, you may not feel safe with this person. You may be worried about what this person is doing. You may be worried about who this person is seeing. You just don't feel safe in this relationship.
Right.
So because you don't feel safe, you don't really see how the future is going to be, because you don't even know if there's going to be a future, because you feel like something could be up. You're not fully secure in this relationship. But when you are fully secure and you can look at this person without fear, with knowing that I love this person loves me, it's a feeling of security, feeling of safety, and just a feeling of knowing that I can commit to this person. So when I feel safe enough and I feel like I can commit to the person and I can trust this person with my heart, then I know that I'm ready to be in love with this person. So for me, like I said, the feelings of love and really, really strong like are really indistinguishable. So love to me is a choice. It's a choice that you're going to be with this person, and that this is going to be the person that you share this life journey with. So.
Okay, that's good, because I agree. I do think it is a decision. I believe that you know you're in love when the ugly parts of them show up and you still want to be with them.
Okay.
And I say that because in the beginning, I think like and strong like is we see all the desirable things.
Like and strong like?
Like when we're in strong like, and strong, like heavily liking someone. The difference between the like and the love for me is when you really like someone in the beginning. Like you're seeing all of this like beautiful things about them that you really like, you enjoy about them, because they're also trying to them best selves, to be them best selves. And so a lot of the times in the beginning, you will see those things, and those are the things that you will initially have a strong like for. And as time progresses, as life happens, as situations arise, then you will see different sides of a person. And you know when you're in love with that person, when even when you see those things, you still want to be there. You still want to be with them. You still want to love them through it. You still want to support them through it. You still want to smile with them after the storm, after the rain, because I think that the difference is in like and love, when those situations arise, when the hard times arise, then like will probably leave a lot of the times. With love, it's like, I'm here. This is my foundation, the foundation that we are building together. Yes, we're going to argue, but afterwards, we're still going to communicate and talk and move forward, and I still love you. So I think love is sacrificial. You do sacrifice, and you exercise patience. Love causes you to be a better person. And I think when you can see yourself being better, you can see yourself growing, you can see yourself evolving, you can look back and you can literally be like, wow, like I don't even respond to certain things the way that I used to. And when you can see that another person is a part of that growth process, then you know that it's love. You know it's love when they are part of your puzzle, when they're help making you become who you were created to be. So they're a person, they're someone that's taken a journey with you, and there's someone that you don't want you don't want them to not be a part of your journey. So I think that's when you know it's love, is when you're in love with someone, when you know you want them to be there, and you want them to be a part of your growth process, and you want to help them grow and grow together.
Okay. And so are we in agreement that that's a decision, or do you think that that's a feeling? Like, because you said like when you're really strong like in love, so when you're strong like that, when the times get hard, you'll leave. Is it a decision to leave, or is it just because you don't love them enough to stay, or is it because now you love them, so I've decided that I'm going to stay and stick it out because I love them? So how do you know the difference?
So love, you make a decision to love as far as being ready to do it and being open to doing it. But I do believe that sometimes love is not a decision. You just find yourself in love. You find yourself, again, if change happens a lot of times when you least expect it. So if you're loving someone and you're, growing and engaging with them, you may not even realize it's love until you actually stop in the process and see it. So I think love is a decision, but love is also, it can also be a process in which you didn't even know that that's what you were signing up for. And a lot of times that happens when you're building with someone. You're not saying, okay, I'm doing this for love. I'm going into it to just strictly build love. You are going into it with an open mind, with an open heart, with pure intentions, not knowing how it was going to work, but because both parties were open, honest, available, and willing, then that's where the decision comes in. But sometimes we don't have a decision in how and who we love. Sometimes it's just because you were on the journey together. You just and I guess you might decide to be on the journey together. However, again, you end up just sometimes life just, it happens. You're on a journey.
I guess that could be true. I mean, I've seen that in love stories, how the most unexpected people come together. I don't know. It's never happened to me. I think anyone that I've decided to be with was always a decision that I made. It's never been like, I mean, maybe the way we met was unintentional, and the way I discovered them was unintentional, and the process was unintentional. However, I'm always in control of whether or not I want this to go to the next level or not. So for me personally, I don't believe that that's not true. I've never experienced that to where I can say,
I support it, babe, and I think that that's the beauty of love. There's no right or wrong, answer to it. There's no this is how it looks, and I love seeing particularly Black love, and I love seeing like the stories of it. I like seeing it evolve. I love seeing old couples like 50, 60 years of marriage, and how, so I love the fact that your story can be different from another couple's story, and that's their love, and that's 100% what made them who they are. So right. I think that that's beautiful. And I think that that's the importance of people sharing their love and seeing love in general, is to knowing that there's no right or wrong answer. You write your own story.
That's a fact. There is no right or wrong answer. I will say that if you're, another reason why I say love is a choice, because love is love. I wouldn't say requires longevity, but love is a process. It's a journey. So it's not like you're always, it's not a feel, because a feeling will fade. And if for people who have been successfully married, like I'm sure like your parents have been married for as long as I've been alive, they're married for 42 years, right? Yeah, that's what they said, 42 years. And while they've loved each other the whole time, it hasn't always, with any relationship, it's not all roses, right? So there's gonna be trials and tribulations in any relationship, and those are the times where
you can make a decision.
Yeah, it's like I decided to love you. I decided to go through this with you. I'm not gonna turn my back on you because of this, or we're gonna work through this. And so that's why I think it's very important for people to understand that it's not just a feeling, because the feelings fade. Feelings fade. You have to have the commitment there that you said that you had, commitment that you had when everything was perfect, because that's what a commitment is. You make it when everything is great, typically, and then you got to keep it when things are not great, because that's the part of it being a commitment. So, and
that's when you see the shift, the difference between like and love.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's the difference. That's when you see it, because again, in the beginning you see all of these great things. It's like, oh my God, I really like her. Like, I think I'm in love. And then boom, something happens. All right, like you see a different side of her, him. You like, you're
like, is this? Yeah, you got, and that's an honest to God's truth, because if you're trying to change a person, while people can become better and can adjust and you guys can mesh and work out your differences in a lot of ways, and I recommend that. There are certain nuances about people that are just not going to change, especially the older that you are. So when it comes to these types of decisions, you have to, like you said, you have to really like, is this something that I can really deal with? I mean, does it hit a nerve that I just cannot put away? Like, all her good qualities are everything that I like about her, but this thing about her that really just doesn't sit well with me, that's not changing. Is this enough for me? Am I going to be able to deal with this forever? And those are the things that I always ask me. Am I going to be able to deal with this forever? And I have to be able to be well with these questions before I can say, yeah. And that's what I said, like, because it is a decision and it is a commitment. So like when you're analyzing this person, can I deal with this? Can I deal with this long term? Like everything you see, can I deal with that long term? Is she going to fix it? Is it going to change? So yeah, those are things you got to weigh. Like, is the bad worth the good? And
people have to sit down and determine that, really do weigh the pros and the cons, and really just decide and see, because you can't change someone. However, I do believe that people can change themselves for someone that they want to be with. Are they like, I think that people have changed and I
don't think they change. I think they adjust, or they modify, or they suppress.
I've seen people change, and it's because
whether it's a change or not, I mean, if they're not doing whether it's just adjustment, or whether they're just suppressing it, or whether they're just controlling it better, to the other person, it doesn't matter if it's a change or not, because the behavior is better.
So change can be growth. And I think the thing that I love about, because I sit down with like married people a lot, like my married like friends, and just talk about different things. And the beauty of it is they will admit that I have changed. Like they'll say like I've changed, and it's been a change for the better, and it's been a change that they didn't even realize was taking place, but because they were growing in that relationship and they were having to, if for better words, like you said, adapt or adjust to certain things, they did make a change that was better, not just for their relationship, but better for who they are and who they were as a person to get to that next level of success in their career, in their personal, professional, family, like life, all of the above. And I think sometimes once we let loose of the fact that you're going to change sometimes, and know that it's okay, then we can embrace the fact of love. Because I think a lot of times people do run away from love, or the idea of it is because like I like who I am. Like there's nothing about me has to change. Like I've been doing it this way for such and such years. But there are some things that, sis, you need to let that go. Like you need to, your friends or family or somebody probably been telling you about something about you for a while, but you're in this relationship
I guess they have
now
to see it for themselves, because a lot of times somebody will show them what it is that they're doing, and they just don't see it or whatever. But I do. I think, well, just in life in general, I think it's a growth process. So in that sense, change is inevitable for sure. 100%, babe. We beat that one to the ground.
We beat it.
All right, let's go to the closing question.
Closing question.
What is the closing question?
Closing question is, what is your favorite like characteristic or personality trait about one another, about you, about me? So for you, the question would be, what is your favorite characteristic or personality trait about me? And then I will answer the same thing. What is my favorite one about you?
What is my favorite personality trait?
Personality trait, characteristic.
Personality trait, characteristic about you. I have so many that it's hard for me to just pick one. It's just so many that you have. So many great qualities and characteristics that I'm having a hard time just choosing the one.
One.
Yeah. So, one thing that personality characteristic that I love about you is your warmth and your warmth. Like you feel you have a very loving nature, a very loving and caring nature. Like for me, and we had the conversation just on our own that I was like, I have like PTSD from past relationships. And I do realize that, like, you've made me really realize that I do have like a low grade level PTSD from past relationships, because I get really on edge and really tense whenever like you like, babe, I need to talk to you, or you're like, babe, I got a question, or babe, can you do me a favor? It's just anytime you want something from me, my heart, like, I get
don't know what.
I get anxious, like, oh shit, it's about to be a problem, it's about to be a fight, it's about to be drama, because and I always, that was just something that I lived through for a while. It's always something. But then you were like, it's nothing. Like, you talking about like your friend, my friend did this at work today, and I just want to know what you thought. And it's like nothing.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, okay. And you've done that several times. Like you'll say something like, babe, And just that, say, babe, like, oh shit, what happened? What's wrong? What are we gonna do? And it's nothing. And it's always, it happens. And I'm like, man, is it me? Like, what is wrong? Why am I always get so nervous and anxious? I'm like, maybe I have like some PTSD or something, like, because I'm expecting like for me and you to argue about something and it doesn't happen. I'm like, oh, maybe it was
right. Nothing. Like, maybe it really was nothing. So, like, you sure it's nothing?
Right. Oh, that's all you wanted?
Right.
You didn't want to complain about something? You didn't want to tell me what I was doing wrong for all this? Right. So, because that's typically what it's all, you're doing this wrong, or it's like, oh, so, yeah, no, that's been, but to answer your question, I would say your warmth, like, just sometimes you'll just look and you'll just smile, like, you're just like, I mean, you get the goofy ass smile, like, I'm like, why are you smiling at me? But it's just something that you do. Like, I
don't be just smiling at you.
You do be smiling, like you just look at me and you just smile. I'm like,
that's
you do that, like you'll just give me like a warm smile, like, oh, that's sweet. And it's just like, I don't know, it's like the way like a mother just looks at her child, like she'll just smile at her child.
It's funny,
you know,
right.
And that's sometimes you do that, and I mean, I love that about you. It's a very, very nurturing, very, very maternal type of. Not that you act like my mother in any sense of any fashion,
right.
It's just the nature of you. Like, if I think you would be a great mother, because I think you have that in you, and that's one of the characteristics that I love about you.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
I mean, you ain't my mama. You don't act like my mama, but I like the energy.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's really sweet. So it's funny that you would say that, because my favorite personality trait or characteristic about you is that you are an amazing father. So I think that I love that because I have an amazing father. So I think that is always important too, that if you can see yourself with someone, and if you at some point want to have, children, then you do want the man or woman that you're with to be an amazing father figure, husband. So I just love the fact that you are that, person. I think that I told you that before when we were talking about who's your favorite actor, and I said
Jackie Chan, because Jackie Chan's good with the kids.
Jackie Chan. I said Mr. Miyagi.
You said Mr. Miyagi, right. Pat Morita is actually who she was referring to, the original Mr. Miyagi, the one that we grew up on, which is actually probably even more insulting.
Let's not revisit that. But the fact that you do really have this presence and this just like with children, but just seeing you with your stop. I'm
thinking about the TikTok that we did. You were Leah, and I was just, like, if you haven't seen this TikTok, go to our Instagram page, and we do like a face swap, and like where we swap faces. And
just go look. Just go look. But we're not gonna tell you who it turns into. Just go look.
I wanted to, because you said Mr. Miyagi, so Pat Morita, then Jackie Chan, and now we got Jet Li. So it's like we got all the Asian kung fu masters.
Hilarious.
It's like, what?
But just know that the TikTok that you're going to watch, I did not. That was all it's doing. I did not pick that.
I figured if you can't beat them, join them.
Right, that is hilarious. But no, I do. I love that about you, and seeing you, be a father, and knowing that. That no one can take that away from you. So
what if we never have kids, and then I don't get to use my fatherly skills?
I got a bunch of them around me. Don't worry. I got
But how does this quality benefit you?
Because, for me, for the most part, if you're just joining, then maybe you don't know. But like my nephew, so my brother passed, and people that know me knows that my nephew, like, we a package deal. Like how kids, how, women with kids would be like, they're my kids, you got to accept, like, that is how I am with my nephew. So that quality would benefit me, because one thing that I always tell my nephew too is that no matter who I'm with, when I do, get married or whatever, he is still going to be, there. Because for a long part of his life, all he knows is just like, me and him. Like we do things or, whatever. Even like my parents and stuff, like I will still just do stuff with me and him. And so that's always been important for me, is that the guy that I'm with will take on and want to. So I never even really talk about it to them, but will want to be a good role model, will want to, show him certain things or, do certain things, because his father is not there in the picture. Like and because he can't be his biological father, but he does, have a, his mom is married, so he has a stepfather and things. But, for me, it's when he comes in my space, when he comes to
you feel like you have complete ownership and this is mine.
Yeah. And I don't want him to ever feel like
he's second
or he's been now put aside or like I don't have my auntie or whatever. So that would definitely benefit me, if I don't have any biological children. Like I have him, I have nieces. They, know I have, like how you said earlier, how many times you're going to be an auntie.
Keep track of them all, but yeah.
And I want them to always feel like, I can go to Auntie Chicquetta house like for a weekend or, a Friday night. So that is something. And because you do have like that family spirit, like about doing game nights or, just different things that I think will make an impact.
At the core, I'm a family guy. Like that's just my core. Like I did the single life for longer than probably was natural for me. But I've been married for most of my life, and that's probably the quality of life. That's the life that I would prefer, to be honest with you.
So, like I said, that is the thing that I love. One of the things is
perfect time to use that one.
That quality, that just being there and being available and letting them know that you're there. So I love that about you.
Oh, well, thank you, babe. Thank you.
Now
it's time for a couple of this or that, and then me and my baby are about to freshen up and go on our date. All right, so I'm gonna get a song for this one, for our this and that. I'm gonna get an intro for this.
This is fun.
We keep doing it, but
are you gonna do it? You say we want to find one?
Yeah.
To do it.
But thing is, I think that we'll do this or that, but I have an idea that I want to do like a hypothetical questions, just like random hypothetical questions. Cause kind of like what this or that is. These are just hypothetical questions between two options. But I want to just do a hypothetical question that you can just answer on your own. But all right, let's go. Spades or dominoes? Spades. Yeah, 100% spades. I've been playing spades ever since I was a teenager. Dominoes was a little bit harder for me to pick up. Maybe it's the math. I don't know. I've always hated math.
Right.
Maybe it's the strategy. I mean, I can play, but like people be going hard on dominoes. Like they be slamming and breaking the table and stuff. But spades, man, I understand it better. I know the strategy. And if you're any good, we need to go. Y'all, hey, right here we got the spades team right here. Let's go. We taking challenges.
Meet us.
We taking challenges.
Meet us at the spades table. It's going down.
Laundry or dishes?
Which one do I prefer to do?
Yeah. Or which one do you hate more? Or which one do you prefer? Either way, you're gonna answer it.
I don't know. I think I prefer to do laundry. I do love the feeling of folding clothes like fresh out the dryer. Like
really?
I hate folding clothes cold, like so it has to be like, even if it's been sitting there for a while, like I have to put it back on just for like 10 minutes just to get it nice and warm. So
you actually enjoy it, or do you just prefer it more if it's warm? Then
I prefer it if it's warm, but if it's too like the this or that, if I would rather do laundry or do dishes,
I was gonna say if you actually just enjoy it. I got plenty of laundry for you to fold.
Oh my God.
We can throw it in the dryer for 5-10 minutes. If that's what gets you rocks off.
That's this or that.
For me, I would say I hate folding clothes. So if folding clothes is part of laundry, then laundry's out the question. Because I hate folding clothes. I do it I fold some clothes I don't fold. Like I don't fold underwear. I don't understand the point of folding underwear. Why? I don't fold like things that are like flimsy things. I don't like I don't, man. I'll throw all my socks in a drawer. Like my shirts and stuff I'll fold or hang up, pants hang up. But yeah, like underwear and like things like that, like that's just not getting folded. For what? I'm gonna pull it out the drawer and put it on. It doesn't take much room unfolded. That's just me.
I get it. I understand completely.
But yeah, so I'll do dishes because I don't mind dishes. There's nothing about dishes that I really don't mind.
Okay. Glad to know.
Yeah. Lobster or shrimp?
I mean, that's hard. I eat shrimp more on the regular, but a good lobster is really good. So I'll probably go with lobster.
Eat shrimp because it's cheaper. What if lobster was the same price? What would you eat if the price was not a question?
But even, I just think I can do more with, like, you can do more with shrimp.
Think so?
Too. Yeah.
I think it's almost like the same texture. Almost kind of like the same thing. If like,
but I think, I agree. Yeah. It is like the same texture, but it's almost like shrimp is more readily available.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what store kind of you go, you can pick up like some shrimp. But for that purpose, I would go with shrimp.
I absolutely would go with lobster.
It's so good, babe.
So good because
I want some now. Thinking about it.
Dip it in some butter. Well, maybe we'll have some after we leave here. All right, let's do one more before we close this bad boy out. Would you rather be forgotten or remembered for all the wrong reasons?
We did that one.
Did we?
I feel like we did that one.
Be forgotten forever or remembered for all the wrong reasons?
Yeah, it seemed like in the beginning, but
okay. Well, no, we can do another one. Would you rather? What do you like better, ninjas or samurais?
You go first.
I would have to say if I were going to be either one, I would say I have to go with samurai, even though ninjas are badass and every part of me wants to be a ninja. Like there's a part of me that has a lot of ninja in them, but samurais are warriors of honor. They fight with honor. They have, ninjas have a code too, but it's not like an honorable one. Right. Ninjas are assassins, whereas like samurais are warriors. So I don't know the whole history of it, but I do know that it's a very honorable profession. Whereas ninjas are more you're assassins, you're killers, but they're bad as hell. But yeah, I guess just for that reason, I would have to go with samurai. But just the abilities and just I think ninjas are just way cooler for some reason.
Agree. I think initially my first thought was to go to ninja, but can I just be a Power Ranger?
If you were going to be a Power Ranger, that's pretty close. If you're going to be it's kind of like a ninja. If you're going to be a Power Ranger, what color would you be?
Definitely the pink or the yellow.
The pink. Is there a green one?
No, right? No, I think it was pink, yellow, white, red, black. I don't think there was a green one.
I don't even think I've ever watched one complete season or episode of the Power Rangers ever.
That would be my choice if I could.
Ever in my life.
That's funny.
You ready to close this bad boy?
Let's close it out, babe.
Close this bad boy. Actually, before we close this out, so this is our date night event, right? How long have we been dating now?
Like what? 7 or something?
It's so February. We met in February, right? Initially, and so it's been about 6 months. It's been half a year now.
Yeah,
it's been half a year now. How do you feel things have been going so far between me and you? Let's give the fans a quick update.
Oh my God, that is so funny. I think it's been really good.
Yeah.
I think we've laughed a lot. I think we've had some really good times, and we've been able to learn a lot about each other. We've spent a lot of time together, which I think is essential because you do get to see a lot of a person when you're spending a lot of time together. but the time has been quality as well. It hasn't just been like, just sitting and not doing anything.
We've experienced traveling. We've experienced
like family, meeting family, doing different things like that. So that's been really good.
You met my mom. I met your parents.
Met my parents.
A lot in these 6 months.
Yeah, we've done a lot. It's been some growth, some growing. And I'll say growth, and then with growth, there's growing pains as well. But I will say, like, for the most part, it hasn't been like, like crazy. It's just been like, okay, working through things and figuring out like how I do things, how you do things, and figure out how we do things in general. So
and try to make those mesh. Yeah.
What do you think?
I think it's interesting that you said that because it's been 6 months, and you said that we've learned a lot about each other, and I think that I'd have to agree with that as well. We've learned a lot about each other. And so over the last 6 months, I mean, I've learned a whole lot about you. And I think that one of the things that I've learned the most over the past 6 months, over the past half year, is that and it's funny that we had this question today. I had no idea what topics we were going to have. I never know what topics we're going to have before the show starts. But that we talking about, when do you know that you're in love? And it is when you know that you can see yourself with this person. And we've been together for 6 months. And one thing that I've learned for sure is that I can see myself with you. And I definitely realize that I do love you, and you have been very special, and you came into my life and really just you've changed my outlook on the future. You do give me that comfort that I mentioned. You do make me feel at home. Over the last 6 months, I just have realized that it gets one of these. I have just realized that I do love you.
Love you too.
And
what are you doing? You got to do a little ornament dance. You got to sing?
Every morning with you in my bed. That's precisely what I plan.
I want to spend the rest of my life with you is what I want to do. Will you marry me?
You are not. Are you serious right now? Yeah. What? Yeah, it is.
Oh yeah. How many girls in the world can make me feel like this? Baby, I don't never plan to find out. The more I look, the more I find the reasons why. You're the love of my life. You know, one of these days, when I get my money right, buy you everything and show you all the finer things in life. We'll forever be in love, so there ain't no need to rush. But one day I won't be able to ask you loud enough. I'll say, will you marry me? I swear
she said yes, y'all.
I say, will you marry
And that's an episode.
And if I lost everything in my heart, it means nothing. 'Cause I have you, girl, I have you. To get right down on bended knee, nothing else would ever be better. The day when I'll say, will